everybody. It's Jane Johnston with the Briar Hill Group at Remax Camosa and host of Vancouver Island Time. I'm here with Suze Cummings. She's a coach with The Nature of Real Estate. She runs an awesome negotiation program where you can become a certified negotiation or a master of negotiation expertise. And Suze was a coach of mine previously, and she is a great person to talk to about how we are looking at real estate in the coming months and what's going to be our real estate reality. So she has some steps to help realtors get themselves back on track and focused so that when we are COVID +1, that's the day after everything is supposed to come back to normal, that we're ready and going to be proactive. So welcome, Suze.
Thank you so much, Jane. So nice to be here. Good to see you again. It's been a while since we connected, so it's a real joy to catch up with you. And thanks for having me on the show. I hope I can bring something of value to your audience today. It's exciting times, exciting, scary, exciting, anxious, exciting, uncertain. And we're all really just trying to figure out a way that we can, serve our people and keep ourselves sort of sane and together. And hopefully I can help.
So what do you think? To me, the first thing is family, I guess. My immediate family. What do you think are the first steps in your regard in terms of helping us get through this process?
Yeah, so it's you had a guest on yesterday, and I listened to your program, and Pam was really great because she talked about the well-being and stuff. And I'm not going to talk so much about that, except that it's the really important first step. So I'm more of a specialist in the latter steps, but you can't get to the latter steps until you do the first steps. And so the very first step is the health and well-being of you and your family. Family being, whoever your close circle of people that you love. It doesn't have to be blood family. Because, COVID-19 is a real thing. I mean, it's nice here on the island. It doesn't feel like there's a lot of sickness and death right in our face, and there doesn't seem to be yet. But, there's horrible things happening to people that we know in communities that aren't far away, and it's going to get worse. It's a very, very real, threat, both physically and mentally and emotionally. And unless we can secure our own selves, we're not going to be in any situation to be able to help our clients and the other people, the people who are going to need our expertise to be able to trade in real estate. So I think it's really important to prioritize that as number one. And, it might be significant mental illness, which obviously I'm not in any way qualified to speak to. But if that's the case for you or someone who's close to you, you need to get the help that you need. More likely is that we're all going to be going a little crazy because we're isolated in our homes and our patterns are disrupted and we have fear and uncertainty about the now and the future. And, this yoga and meditation and nature and all of these things that there's a lot of information out there on the internet. But if that's not something that's part of your regular routine today, it should be. For sure it is for me. So I think
and it should be anyway, right? You want to
be now on steroids, right? To really prioritize it as the number one thing you put in your schedule every day. Yeah.
Right. Okay, so now we've got our family together, we've got our health, we're eating well, we're walking daily, we're going outside, hopefully getting some fresh air. What's the second step?
So I think that, a lot of people aren't talking about the money side of this. As real estate agents, it's scary as shit right now, right? Because it's like, what's going to happen to our existing deals, and when are we going to be able to write more deals, and what's our financial reality? And I know a lot of people are really, really struggling with that. So I think the second step is to secure your financial, and I'm calling it your financial stability. And stability means that the balance between the money that's coming in and the money that's going out is beneficial to you. Like it's neutral. You're not just spending your savings or borrowing money and spending that. So, it's going to be obviously very, very different for everybody to be able to achieve that stability. But if you're walking around fearful about money, not sleeping well because you're worried about money, tense and anxious, and needing to get deals together because you don't have any money, the people who need us to serve them are going to pick up on that, and they're not going to trust you enough that you have an opportunity to serve them. So that's the next step, is securing that financial stability.
They call that realtor breath, right?
Realtor breath, BATNA breath. Actually, you know the negotiation term, BATNA, best alternative to negotiated agreement. You know, it's like, if you don't have that power, if you don't have that, you need that deal more than your client needs the deal, no matter how well you try to fake it, you can't. They know. And right now, people are incredibly sensitive to the nuances. That's why we're being told by everyone, don't sell, don't push, of course, because people are super, super sensitive. And we legitimately need to be in a place where we can serve them, because they won't trust us otherwise.
Right. So the thing that's worrying for me as a realtor is not the immediate transactions. I've reviewed all of them. Anything where things looked like they were maybe sketchy, we closed early and we moved dates up. Everything's going to go through for the remainder. But I'm wondering about. To me, it's 6 months down the line, because we're always 3 months behind the rest of the market. We get paid at the very end of the transaction, so we're contingent. So that's my issue.
Yeah, so there's short-term fear and long-term fear, and they both matter. You know, I am significantly more pessimistic about this market than most people are showing. I've done my research. I've been in this game for 35 years. I've seen markets correct. I've seen what a U looks like versus a V. And so I'm just warning everybody, I'm more pessimistic than most, and this message may not land for you. And that's okay, but I've been through it before. And so far I've been really right. So, you know, I do think you need to be preparing for a market where I don't think there's going to be very, very few transactions as we go through the worst part of this, which is coming. Again, the island, it looks like we've done a good job, and we're not going to have this terrible experience. And it's going to be bad, but I don't think it's going to be anything like Toronto or Montreal, New York. So lucky us, but it doesn't mean it's not going to affect people wanting to move. So I think we're going to have very, very few transactions for the coming weeks. I think that's falling off every day. We're getting fewer and fewer transactions every day. But I believe that the build-up at the end is going to be slower than people think. I think there's going to be fewer transactions, and I think each of those transactions is going to be significantly more difficult to do than it has been in a number of years.
And I think that the lesson to be learned here as a commission salesperson is that you should have, and it's easier the longer you've been in the business, but if you have a deep pool that you can access over time, and you're paying yourself a salary, just stick to the salary. If you can somehow cut down on your costs, or go through your credit card statement, take out, I've been doing that, you know, cutting the fat.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden I realized,
amazing how many of those auto pays sneak in there, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's amazing. And, you know, the first thing I did when this thing hit, long before really anyone was completely freaked about, is I let all of our coaching clients know that we would waive the 30-day notice period if they didn't want to get coaching. And in many of the cases, it was in their best interest not to get coaching. I mean, they're just, you know, if they were in a situation where they didn't have reserves of funds. I mean, I've only held on to a handful of clients, and those are the ones who I feel very confident will make transactions through this process. It's going to every transaction is going to be hard. So
Yeah.
if you're not highly skilled and highly committed and really gritty, and I don't mean gritty in a negative way, I mean you need to stay with transactions for days, weeks, and might even turn into months. That kind of stay with it grit, you're not going to make deals. So we let our coaching clients go because it was like, you guys shouldn't be giving us money. You shouldn't be giving anybody money unless you're going to find a way to actually make transactions.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so then how does one become the go-to agent?
Yeah, so, and that's interesting. And that's sort of where I'm a specialist at, right? I'm not a financial planner. I'm not a yoga teacher. I'm a negotiation expert. And negotiations are much bigger than we think they are, right? Negotiations are not merely when we sit at the table and try to hammer out a deal. A negotiation is the whole process of building relationships and building trust and having a huge high level of expertise. So right now what we need to be doing is having conversations with people that aren't about trying to convince them to sell or buy a house. It's a conversation that says, is there anything that you need? And that's, and it's probably not toilet paper that we're going to take them, but it's probably, are you guys okay? Are you financially okay? You're going to be able to manage your mortgage. Great, you are. Perfect. Awesome. Keep safe. Let's talk when this thing's over. But, a lot of them are going to have questions about the market and what's going on and what's going to happen down the road. And our price is going to fall or our price is going to rise. What's going to happen to availability of mortgage money? All of these questions. And we will never know the answers. The economists don't know the answers right now. Brilliant economists don't know the answers. So we don't know the answers, of course. But we need to have the information that says, hey, here's one school of thought and it's coming from these people. And here's another school of thought and it's coming from these people. Here's what happened in a time where unemployment was this. We need to have this sort of expertise to be able to share with people so that they can make a decision what they're going to do, and they can trust us, not us telling, oh, market's going to fall or market's going to go, because we don't know. As soon as we pretend to know right now, we're going to lose credibility with the people that we're talking to.
I think the secret is right now is just to provide the information. If people want to move, you can do it virtually with your telephone and just do FaceTiming. You can, connect with people. I'm going to start doing Zoom calls where I have office hours where people can just, hop on my Zoom channel. And if they want to chat with me, I'll be available.
I love that. So this would be like office hours, like agent is in. I think that's great. And they'll know, and it's your people, right? And so then they feel, and they know that this isn't about you trying to sell them something. This is like, guys, I'm here. I'm spending a lot of time gathering a lot of really good quality information, and I'm here to share it with you. I think that's fantastic, Jane.
Yeah, I'm trying to, and I'm also, every Monday we're doing a market update. So we're letting everybody know what's going on. So just information, that's one way. And then we keep in touch with our electronic magazine that goes out once a month and just let them know, again, kind of the longer term perspective and what we're seeing. I mean, the reality is I'm actually enjoying it right now. We're working on really trying to support everybody. So right now, with this week, we're focusing on the coaches and finding out people who can help business owners, realtors, other types of people to just help business owners cope. And then over the week, we're going to be actually talking to business owners, those people who own brick and mortar, who are still open, like the pizza guy and whatever, who are part of our community because people still need food, right? Then I think you need to be like the leader, right?
Yeah, well, and I think that's sort of the fourth step, and it's probably nonlinear. So once we're kind of solid enough that we can now be great at doing real estate. Being great at doing real estate means being, really building these relationships with the community, really, really building enough trust with all of the people in your sphere that they will come to you and say, I can't pay my mortgage, or my wife and I need to split up, and what a horrible time, but we're going to kill each other, or people aren't going to be moving for happy reasons right now. People are going to be moving because really, really difficult things are going on in their life. And so we earn that trust, and we're able to actually help them through because we have knowledge and we have the negotiation skills to deal with both them and the other side. And the other side is no joke. It's not going to be any joke actually putting deals together. And everybody's going to have a very different perspective on how the deal should go together. And there's going to be a ton of emotions on all sides, all agents, buyers, sellers, extended family, right? But anyway, once you can sort of figure out and get good at, hey, yeah, I can actually help people. I can actually, if they need to sell, if that's a thing they need to do, I can make it happen for them. Then it's that leadership role, because the world's not going to look the same coming out the other end of this as it looks going in.
Agreed. Totally. I think it's going to be, I think the whole virtual showing thing is going to be more of a reality when people realize, like I say to people, when a buyer says to me, well, I want to get out and go and look, I'm like, well, would you like somebody to walk through your home right now?
For fun, just because I'm curious, right?
Yeah,
I'm just curious.
which a lot of people used to do. You know, we called them, what do we call them? Like door kickers or
Iron
something.
pickers or something. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're beginning to realize that maybe, you know, this a good use of my time right now. We're moving towards virtual open houses with the Victoria Real Estate Board. So that's going to become more of a reality too. And I think a lot of people today, I was talking to a guy, I was saying the use of video in real estate is absolutely key because people need to see your face.
Mhm.
Would you agree?
Sure, it's part of the trust process, right? I mean, if we can't be face to face, then what is it? We all know that there's a huge amount of communication that happens that isn't through written words or even through the tonality of our voice, but it's through the eye contact and the energy and the way we move our body and the way, you know, all of those bits of information that come from being face to face, which we no longer have. And the way we can come the closest to that is, you know, these sorts of situations where we have live video, because real live video, right? We don't have special lighting or special makeup. It's like, this is just us. And hi, right? And the same thing with your videos that you're making.
I had to put lipstick on.
Well, a little bit. It's good. But it's the real you, right? It's the real us. And that's important to have that come across in all of these videos, because we're making up for actually not being there in person, where we would be very natural. If we were there in person. So yeah, doing some videos where you're there and they can see you as a human being and they can hear your voice and they can see your smile. Look at that smile, Jane. That's perfect. So yeah, for sure, videos.
What are you doing that's fun with your clients or friends right now?
Yeah, so my client thing is pretty solid. I mean, I've done a blog every Thursday for the last 15 years. So, I mean, that's kind of looked after. Obviously, the blog is different. It's writing about different things now. I'm having a lot of fun with my friends because I am isolated. I've been in quarantine for 21 days now. I had pneumonia in February. And my daughter has type 1 diabetes. So we went into full quarantine very early because we're both high risk. Her boyfriend's with us. So we have this little pod of 3. I'm going nuts. I'm not actually, because I mean, life is really good. But I miss my friends. And so lots and lots of Zoom conferences. But what we're doing tonight is we're having a dance party. And
awesome.
So, I know, I can't, and it's a whole new thing we're trying to try, because the Hair Farmers, which is our favorite band in Whistler, I used to live in Whistler, the Après band. So they're doing Facebook Live presentation of their music to raise money for the food bank. And then we're like, okay, we're going to watch that. But what if we now set up a Zoom meeting where we can dance, we can see each other dancing. So we'll have 2 computers, one with the Hair Farmers on it, and one with the Zoom meeting, and I have no idea how it's going to go. But the glass of wine is going to make it all a lot easier.
Well, I'll join you in that glass of wine, but not right yet. A little later on. It has to be 5 o'clock in my world.
It has to be 5 o'clock in my world too. Yeah,
we're almost there. Okay, so tell me, how do people get in touch with you?
Yeah, so my company is called thenatureofrealestate.com. We run the negotiation courses. I'm not pitching. If you're tight for money, don't spend money. Just don't, right? But if you feel financially secure, this is a great time to go get some designations. First round of course is already sold out, but we're launching a second round. They're going to be soon, because we want to do this while there's no market. Like I said, if tight for money, don't do it. I'm doing free Facebook Live Wednesdays, thenatureofrealestate.com, or go to my Facebook page, The Nature of Real Estate. And that's really it. I'm not really trying to pitch anything. I'm just here to help people. Someone's got to play the pessimist. That's apparently my role. But here's the cool thing. Transactions are going to happen. There's just going to be fewer of them, and they're going to be harder. But there will be transactions. So up your game, get the skills, get confident, get solid, have some Zoom parties. And we're all going to get through this. And the world is going to be beautiful. Right?
Keep in touch. Be the go-to person.
Yeah, be the go-to person. I mean, people want information right now. They want to know that the world's going to be okay.
And also, I think they need someone to talk to.
For sure. For sure. So, Jane, thanks for doing this. Thanks for having this little show and helping to get information out to people.
My pleasure. It's been fabulous again. So anybody, if you want some information from Suze, go to her website, thenatureofrealestate.com. She's doing, is it Wednesdays?
Wednesdays, free Facebook Live. Not every Wednesday, but once you get on our Facebook Live and sign up, then we'll be able to tell you when we're doing it, just because I'm busy running courses. But this Wednesday, Facebook Live.
Okay.
One. And it's free, and we're going to talk about like really ways that you can, we're not going to talk about yoga. That's someone else's job. We're going to talk about negotiations and how to get deals done if people need to do deals, because that's what realtors do.
So she runs 2 courses, the Certified Negotiation Expert course and the Masters of Negotiation. What is it, MCNE?
MCNE. So CNE, and then there's the MCNE. There's actually 3 different courses. You get the CNE designation for any one of them. CNE 1's coming up middle of April, online, half days in the afternoon. It's great online. I ran it in the fall before all this happened, and it was fantastic.
Awesome.
And then it was great online, because it's not just you sitting there on a screen listening. We have breakout groups, we have polls, we have question and answer where people speak. I'm limiting it to 25 people a class, whereas my classes typically are between 50 and 75. So this is small format, and obviously I'm going to customize the material to what the heck's going on in our market now. There'll be agents from all across Canada, so you get a big experience from people from different places. I think it's going to be I'm really looking forward to it.
Okay, well, I'm going to sign up for the Masters one, so thank you.
Okay, thank you so much.
Right. Take care and
have a good weekend, everybody.
Stay safe, everybody, and we'll talk to you soon. On Monday, we're going to be meeting with Linda Monk. She's going to help us with some other strategies on coping, and then we're going to start talking to business owners. So if you own a brick and mortar business in Victoria, I want to hear from you. I'd love for you to be a part of this podcast vlog show. I don't know what it's calling. We're talking about community, so let's get you in here. Talk to you soon. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye, everybody.